Hey internet. It's August now, so I guess I've gotten pretty bad at my timing for these obsessions videos, but it's time for July obsessions. Now, July was a month. You'd kind of expect that following after the crazy month that was June, July would be not as awesome. Since these videos have morphed a little bit since they started from just being my obsessions in the month to also being a little bit of an update, I'm going to give you guys an update on how things were in July at the end of this video, but fair warning, it's like not super happy, and if you saw some of my previous videos you would know that. So I'm gonna start with what I was obsessed with because there's not a whole lot of stuff, and then we'll move into that, and if you're at all interested you can stick around. But first of all, what was I obsessed with? It shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that I have a pretty solid sweet tooth. In July, I discovered almond butter. In particular, I found this chocolate coconut almond butter. I got it right here. It's pretty darn expensive. That's the really unfortunate thing. It's not something that I would just keep on hand all of the time. It's kind of an indulgence type thing. But I saw that it said cocoa and coconut. I had tried just regular almond butter and loved it. My favorite thing is to get Granny Smith apples and spread the almond butter on that. Oh my gosh, it's such a good snack. I've been pretty bad lately about listening to podcasts, but in July I got back to it. I was doing some things for work that were relatively mindless, so I could put on a podcast and listen to that in the background. So I listened to this podcast called Limetown. It is a fictional story-based podcast. It tells this kind of creepy story. I talked several months ago about the podcast The Message, and that was a similar thing where there was kind of a mystery and it was based around this story. And it's done kind of in the War of the Worlds way where it's meant to sound like a real podcast. If you're just looking for something that's just kind of interesting to listen to in the background, Limetown, the podcast. Not many episodes. Still pretty good. And finally, strangely for me, I have a video game that I was obsessed with. I was watching Caitlin Salem's Twitch stream, and Caitlin is about to start hosting her own educational web show called Kate Tectonics, so keep an eye out for that. And during the stream, she was playing a game called Don't Starve Together. She was playing with a friend of hers, and it looked really cool. It's kind of a little bit creepy. But through that Twitch stream, I got convinced to download it. The first time I played it, I didn't last very long, but the second time I played it, I think I played it for like 4 hours. You can spend a lot of hours playing it. It's basically you just have to survive in the wilderness by gathering things and fighting things. But I have not yet played it with anybody else, and I think it would be a really cool game to play with other people. I am pretty new to the whole like playing on server things, so I don't really know how to do that. But if you want to play Don't Starve Together with me, I would love to do that, and if you could tell me how to do it with multiple people, that would be great too. Normally I end my series of obsessions with some sort of overarching deep thought or concept or something, but I don't really have anything uplifting or inspiring or energizing, I don't know, any of the good adjectives this month because it was a pretty rough month. So I think I'm just gonna go into talking about what I was dealing with this month, and yeah. Let's go there. If you saw the video Glitch, you have a little bit of an insight into what I've been dealing with in July. I'm not very good at talking to people about the things that I'm feeling, especially when they're negative, and so the best way that I felt to express that was through something like a YouTube video that was done in sort of an artsy manner, and I could kind of put it up as that rather than me saying I'm having this issue. June was super awesome. All of these amazing things happened to me, and so when July hit, all of a sudden, all of that stuff was over, and I was back to real life. And July ended up being very isolating. For one thing, I had just gotten back from VidCon where I was around thousands of people all of the time. Then I get back here to a place where I don't really know anybody. During the day, I work with like 1 or 2 coworkers, and then I come home and I sit on my computer and do things. For several of the weekends in July, I also had to work, and one of the ways that I've been dealing with the fact that I don't know a lot of people here is that I normally pack my weekends full of things, full of people, and seeing my friends and things that I don't get to see during the week because I don't live close to anybody. I wasn't really seeing anybody, and all of my interaction was happening online. I know I've said before, it's really great. I love being able to interact with you guys online, but I'm also a very social person. I'm pretty extroverted, and I need that time. I need that time to kind of get out of my room and talk to people and go do things and enjoy my life. On top of that, I wasn't having any time to go home and visit my family. I'm very close to my family and I really miss them when I don't get to see them. And currently right now, it has been, I believe, 7 weeks since I have been back to the farm, and that is the longest time I have ever been away. I know that a lot of people spend a lot longer time away from their families, and part of me wants to be able to get to that where I am feeling more independent, but at the same time, I love my family so much, I don't want to not want to be around them. I just want to be able to deal with it when I'm not able to, I guess. Okay, so the physical isolation was making me really sad, and because of that, I wasn't being motivated to do other things. So I wasn't motivated to make videos, I wasn't motivated to really keep up with other people's videos and comment. I just kind of wanted to sit there and watch Netflix or play video games and isolate myself further. It doesn't really make any sense. I wasn't even making videos and I wasn't even talking to people in the way that I had been online, so it was just kind of like I was living in this little box of a room and not doing anything, and it was just really bad. The final thing is that even though I've been making videos for 3.5 years, these past couple months have been the first time that I felt like I really have an audience. I've had people watch my videos before, but this is the first time I felt like I've had a group of people that have come back and interacted and have been interested in what I have to say. Suddenly, I'm feeling this feeling like I have people that are watching me. And with the whole UsTube thing, I got really excited about it. I was so happy that people were excited about what I was making. But then on top of that, it gave me so much anxiety because all of a sudden people were watching. After making that first episode and doing the community response video, all I could think about was now people have expectations. As I've been researching the second episode, which I've done research and I've started writing a script, all I could think about is like, what if I don't do it well enough? And what if I make something and everyone is disappointed? I know that for the most part, I'm putting all of that on myself because really I'm the one with expectations here. I'm the one with this idea in my head for how things are going to work. And you guys are so awesome. Like, I don't feel like if I put something out there, you guys are gonna be mean, but I just don't want to let you down. So with the isolation and the sadness and this new anxiety and pressure, I've just not been able to make something. I've not been able to get into that headspace where I can be productive and I can be happy doing it. I guess at a certain point you just go into survival mode where you're saying, I need to make myself happy so I can get through this day. And until I can survive to the next day, I can't focus on anything else. All of my energy has to go into that. So yeah, this explanation seems incredibly dramatic for what was going on, but it was tough. And for those of you who have been through it before, I'm sure that you can relate. It was so surprising to me how many people were reacting to that glitch video and saying, I've totally felt this before or something like it. It was shocking, honestly. I was reading through the comments just so surprised. The good news about all of this is that I realized that it was happening and I started taking steps to try to make things better, to try to get myself out of this glitch. So last weekend I went to visit Dawn. There's going to be a video from that coming up soon. I'm going home tonight. I'm going to the farm tonight. I'm going to get to see my cat and I'm going to get to see my family and I'm going to go to a water park with my niece and my sister-in-law and my nephew, I'm assuming. I'm going on a road trip with Ashley in a couple weeks. I am working to make things better, and what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to pump out some content in the next couple weeks. I've never had a schedule. I kind of loosely said I wanted to do 2 things a week, and then, you know, that happened. So I'm gonna do things when I can do things. What I'm going to say is that UsTube is going to happen at some point. The problem is that I can't just keep not making anything because the thing that I want to make is not UsTube, and I've been feeling bad because I haven't been putting it out and so I haven't been making anything. I would rather put out content that isn't UsTube than put out nothing until I finally feel capable of making that video. I have high hopes for August. August has already been going much better than July did, so I highly anticipate that my August Obsessions video is not going to be nearly as depressing and hopefully not nearly as long. I feel like every video I'm like, man, this is a long video, I should probably cut it short. Oh well. YouTube benefits people who have long watch times now, right? I promise that's not why I'm doing this. One final apology to all of my wonderful friends who are creating content. You guys are making so much stuff and it's so amazing, and I am so incredibly behind and I just feel horrible about it. I just have not been engaged with the community, and what I might have to say is that I will start from now on being better engaged, but I might not be able to go back and watch all of everyone's stuff. There's just so much of it. I'm so sorry, please forgive me. That being said, if you've made something that you really think that I should watch, let me know. You can totally put something down in the comments or send me a message or tweet at me or whatever. I will, on command, watch things, definitely. Basically, I just wanted to explain all of this so you knew what was going on in my head. I don't know, I just wanted to be honest. So this was an obsessions video before we got all sidetracked. So please let me know down in the comments if there was anything that you were obsessed with during the month of July. Maybe it can be something that I'm obsessed with in the month of August. I know I say this every video, but I mean it every time. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all later.